The courtroom fell silent as the judge struck the gavel one final time. In less than 10 minutes, a devoted father lost his home, his savings, and almost every dream he had spent 20 years building. As he walked out carrying nothing but a worn backpack and a faded photograph of his little daughter, strangers looked at him with pity, believing they had just witnessed the end of a broken man's story. None of them knew that destiny was quietly preparing a miracle so unbelievable that it would leave an entire city speechless. Sometimes life takes everything away not to destroy a person, but to reveal a truth that has been hidden all along. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the idea that good people deserve hope, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. Your support helps us bring more inspiring stories that remind the world compassion still exists. Ethan Carter had never imagined his life would collapse so completely. For years he had worked endless hours as a mechanical engineer while raising his daughter Lily with unconditional love. Every birthday cake, every bedtime story, every scraped knee, and every school recital had been moments he treasured more than promotions or expensive vacations. To Ethan, success had never been measured by money. It had always been measured by hearing his daughter laugh after a difficult day. When his marriage slowly fell apart, he believed that respect and fairness would guide the separation. Instead, bitterness replaced understanding, and the divorce became a battle that consumed everything he owned. The court awarded most of the shared assets elsewhere, and legal fees devoured what little remained. Ethan left the courthouse without the beautiful house where Lily had taken her first steps. His retirement savings disappeared, his car was sold to cover debts. Even the family dog was no longer with him. The hardest part was not losing possessions. It was returning to a tiny rented room where Lily's drawings could no longer decorate the walls because she only visited occasionally. Every empty evening reminded him that loneliness could be louder than any crowd. Still, Ethan refused to become bitter. Every weekend he carefully planned inexpensive adventures for Lily. They explored public parks, watched sunsets from old wooden benches, and shared homemade sandwiches while pretending they were dining in the world's finest restaurant. Lily never complained about the simple meals or the tiny apartment. She only cared that her father listened to every story she wanted to tell. She saw the exhaustion in his eyes, but she also saw something stronger. She saw a man who continued choosing love over anger. Bills continued to pile up. Ethan accepted temporary jobs fixing broken machinery in aging factories. Some nights he cleaned offices after midnight before beginning another shift at sunrise. His hands became rough, his shoulders ached constantly, and sleep became a luxury. Yet whenever Lily visited, he smiled as though life had never changed. He wanted her childhood to be filled with hope instead of worry. One rainy evening, after finishing another exhausting shift, Ethan noticed an elderly woman struggling beside a stalled luxury car on an empty road. Most drivers splashed through puddles without stopping. Ethan hesitated only for a second before placing his own problems aside. His clothes were soaked within minutes as he examined the engine. Using nothing more than basic tools and remarkable patience, he managed to restart the vehicle. The elegant woman thanked him sincerely and offered him an envelope filled with cash. Ethan politely refused. He explained that helping someone in need should never depend on payment. The woman studied his tired face with quiet curiosity. She noticed the patched jacket, the worn work boots, and the gentle way he spoke despite obvious hardship. Before driving away, she asked only one question about his name, then disappeared into the storm. Ethan never expected to see her again. Weeks passed. His financial situation became even more desperate. Rent was overdue. His refrigerator contained little more than bread, milk, and a few eggs. Yet even then, he donated one of his only warm blankets to an elderly homeless veteran sleeping near the train station. People who witnessed the act wondered why someone with so little would give away what he desperately needed himself. Ethan simply believed kindness was never a luxury reserved for the wealthy. Far across the city, the woman he had helped was quietly investigating him. Her name was Victoria Monroe, one of the country's most respected billionaire entrepreneurs. She had built an international technology empire from nothing and had learned that true character often appeared during life's darkest moments. After their chance meeting, something about Ethan's humility stayed with her. Victoria instructed her legal and financial teams to research every detail of Ethan's past. What they uncovered shocked everyone involved. Years earlier, Ethan's late grandfather had been an overlooked inventor who quietly owned valuable international patents connected to advanced energy systems. Complicated legal disputes and forgotten paperwork had buried the ownership for decades. Recently, those patents had become essential to several global corporations developing revolutionary technologies. The rights had never disappeared. They had simply remained unnoticed, waiting for the rightful heir. That heir was Ethan. The estimated value of the inheritance exceeded several $billion. The discovery felt almost impossible to believe. Yet every document, every signature, and every legal record confirmed the same astonishing truth. The man struggling to buy groceries had unknowingly been one of the wealthiest people on paper for years. Victoria personally arranged a meeting. Ethan arrived wearing his only clean shirt, convinced someone had mistaken him for another person. He expected disappointment, another false promise, or perhaps another impossible loan offer. Instead, thick folders filled with verified documents were placed before him. Lawyers patiently explained the forgotten inheritance, the patents, the accumulated royalties, and the enormous fortune that legally belonged to him. For several long moments, Ethan could not speak. His thoughts did not race toward luxury cars or private islands. Instead, tears filled his eyes as he imagined finally providing security for Lily. He pictured buying back a peaceful home where she could paint her bedroom walls any color she wished. He imagined funding scholarships for children who feared their dreams were too expensive. He remembered every sleepless night wondering whether hope had abandoned him forever. Victoria watched quietly as the broken father cried without shame. She admired him even more after learning that immense wealth had not changed the first question he asked. He simply wanted to know whether his daughter's future would finally be safe. Within months, Ethan's life transformed completely, but not in the way many expected. He purchased a comfortable home instead of a mansion. He created charitable foundations supporting single parents fighting impossible financial battles. He funded legal assistance for fathers and mothers who could not afford fair representation during painful family disputes. He restored old community centers, financed children's hospitals, and established educational programs honoring his grandfather's forgotten legacy. News outlets became fascinated by the mysterious billionaire who continued wearing simple clothes and personally volunteered at food banks. Reporters searched for dramatic stories about extravagant spending but found only quiet acts of generosity. Ethan understood poverty in a way many wealthy people never could. He remembered the embarrassment of declined bank cards, the fear of unpaid rent, and the silent heartbreak of pretending everything was fine for his daughter's sake. Lily watched her father's transformation with enormous pride. She saw that wealth had made his life easier but had never changed his heart. The same man who once repaired bicycles for neighborhood children now funded entire playgrounds. The same father who shared homemade sandwiches now provided thousands of meals for struggling families. His greatest treasure had never been hidden patents or billions of dollars. It had always been the compassion that survived every hardship. Victoria remained a trusted friend and mentor, refusing praise for simply uncovering the truth. She often said that fortunes could create comfort, but only character could create legacy. Ethan proved those words every single day by using unexpected blessings to lift countless others who felt forgotten. If this story has touched your heart so far, please take a moment to like this video, share it with friends and family, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. Your support allows stories of hope and kindness to reach more people who may need encouragement today. Special request. Before this story ends, please comment below with the words, "Kindness always finds its way." We'd love to know you're watching with us, and your message may inspire someone scrolling through the comments. Life has a remarkable way of surprising those who refuse to let hardship erase their humanity. Ethan walked out of divorce court believing he had lost everything that mattered, yet the greatest treasure waiting for him was never just the forgotten fortune. It was the opportunity to prove that kindness, integrity, and unconditional love are worth more than any number written in a bank account. Sometimes the world measures people by what they own, but life measures them by what they continue giving after everything has been taken away. And in the end, the single father everyone thought was defeated became living proof that the richest hearts often belong to those who first learned how to survive with almost nothing.